Hi there. Thank you for tuning in to our channel. We are very grateful, I and the entire team, for associating with you. If you're a regular, please feel free to give us your comments and suggestions. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. In today's episode, I would like to share with you 5 things that you really need to note before you start a goat farming business. Now, first, you need to ensure that you have secured enough pastures for your animals. Remember, as you bring in these animals, it's not the time to start planting or securing the pastures. You must have secured. If it's going to be free range, you need to have secured a plot also where you know you're going to be grazing from. And if it's going to be zero grazing, it's important to have secured already some gardens that you have planted and maybe harvested some pastures as hay or silage. As you do the planting, it's important to select the right pastures that are going to be of high nutrition value to the animals. That is very, very key. Secondly, remember, as you come into goat farming, you are looking at it from the business perspective. You want to be able to make good income out of it. So it's important to identify the right genetics. Now, depending on the amount of money you have, you can directly go and procure goats of high genetic, bloodlines. They could be pure breeds or high crosses, or crosses with high blood that almost, to the pure levels. Here we talk about the Kalahari goats. We also talk about the Savannah goats and the Boer goats. Those are the 3 main breeds that we have of hybrid blood that can be able to grow very fast. These goats mature and put on weight quite fast compared to the local breeds. But if you don't have money to start off with the hybrids or the pure breeds, you can also go for crosses or the local breeds, but then be sure to identify and procure one back that will come on as the male of the herd. Then you'll start your journey slowly, crossing your goats until you reach the desired bloodline that you're trying to really create. Third, it is very important to have the right management in place. Now, this is where we talk about passion. Somebody must be very passionate about goat farming. If you're identifying the workers to work with, or if you're the director at the farm, first of all, you need to be very, very passionate, because you're going to meet quite a number of challenges as you go on. Goats fall sick and you'll need to be able to support them. Sometimes it may need your intervention before you actually are able to get a vet to come on ground. So how do you handle that? You must be able to learn and show the interest and willingness, to be at the top of your game as you venture into this goat project. For instance, there may be cases when the goat is giving birth. You should be able to know how to support, especially if they are new mothers giving birth and they're having difficulty pushing. How do you support the goat in giving birth? How do you pull? How do you do that exercise of letting the child come out together as the goat is also trying to push? Those are some of the technical bits that you need to learn. You will not be able to start calling a vet and expect the vet to come there and then. Remember, these are doctors, vet doctors that are not so many and widely spread, and so you may not be able to land on a vet quite quickly as you may need. So it's important to learn and also to be able to know the different medications that you can be able to give to your animals depending on the sickness they are having. That's very key. Now, as you venture into goat farming, you also need to have saved some money aside or having some stream of income which will help you run this project. Remember, you are going to need medication. You are going to need to call in a vet to look at the animals. You are going to maybe need to add in a he-goat. And if you don't have some finances on the side to help you run as you try to grow these numbers, it may end up being a challenge for you. And so it's very important as we prepare ourselves in that line. Now, the other most important thing that you need to know as somebody venturing into goat is that you will need to be very patient. Remember, as you start rearing these goats, they take time to multiply. In 13 months, they'll give birth at least twice. That is if they conceive within the grace period of 2 months. You know, it gives birth and then the child will suckle. In the second month, it conceives and continue breastfeeding. But there are cases where they delay and take even up to 3 months before they conceive. What I'm trying to say is that as you have these numbers, say if you have started with 20 goats or 50 goats, by the end of the year, maybe you expect to have around the 40 to 100 goats. But remember, you're counting the mother flock plus the newborns. But to be able to sell, you have to also wait for these newborns to grow. And so it takes time. You'll find yourself taking 1.5 to 2 years or more before you can be able to identify a considerable number that you'd want to sell off and get some significant money to be able to help you. So it calls for patience, knowing that it takes time for you to start getting profit from your goat farming business. This is very, very key as a goat farmer to bear in mind. So these are the 5 really key points that I felt I should be able to, bring out to you from the experiences we've been able to learn on the farm. Thank you very much.